Good morning, guys. So I'm going to start a new vlog today, and I wanted to just share before I jump into jewelry. I bought some what are they, whipped body soaps from XplosiveCosmetiX on Etsy. I just happened to find them. I don't know if they were featured in a treasury or what have you, but I love whipped soap. I've tried them before from Whole Foods, and I got 3 scents. The first one is Monkey Farts. It looks like this. And this one, oh, it smells like kiwi bubblegum deliciousness. It's a very, very fruity scent. The second one I got was Birthday Cake. And this one smells incredible. It smells just like Funfetti birthday cake. Oh, it's amazing. And the third one I got was Cotton Candy. This one is my favorite that I got out of all the 3. It smells like, seriously, a summer fair. So light and sweet, but not too overpowering. This is my favorite. Then the probably then the Monkey Farts, and then the Birthday Cake. The Birthday Cake smells so good, but I think I'm not usually like a big cake kind of person. I don't know. I don't really like smelling like food particularly, but I do like the smell of it. They're really creamy, great for dry skin. I have psoriasis really badly, so it doesn't aggravate it, which is good. Doesn't smell too much afterwards, but they're just really nice to shower with. So I just wanted to share that. I will leave the seller link below. And I also got a free sample. This one I think is Candy Twist. They didn't, for whatever reason, put the name of this one on the sample, but it smells like the Candy Twist flavor. It says it's like cherry pop and what else? Lime and a bunch of other, cherry cola and lime. But it definitely smells like that. So they're all really nice, and I definitely am very happy. They were like $6 or $6.50, and the shipping for all 3 was $6.50, and it came pretty quick. So I'm very happy with that. And yeah, so I'm just going to be doing some projects today, and I've been filming a lot more. So I hope that you guys are enjoying some of the vlogs or videos that I'm putting up. And yeah, so let's get started. When I do these gold bezels, you know, the last time when I first initially had put them on my website, I used a 28 gauge bezel because they're tinier stones and the gold is much harder. And this time I had bought 26 gauge, which is noticeably a bit thicker, and it's what I use with most of my silver products. But one thing about 14 karat gold is it's very springy. Is it worth investing into 18 karat? Yes. I don't mind for the small stones because I can manipulate the little ones much easier, and especially if they're round, because I can hammer them to the shape that I need them. But if I was doing like an oval stone, I would probably use 18 karat because it's just a lot easier to fix with pliers and things like that, and get them shaped up. So right now I'm just forming these gold bezels together so I can finish up this project because I'd like to ship these by tomorrow. So I have these 2. Again, I mean, gold is just like silver really, in the sense where the forming part is exactly the same. It's just kind of soldering temperatures that are a bit different. And again, 14 karat gold is very, very springy. So you have to anneal it. And these are annealed before I actually solder them because otherwise they're impossible. If you look at this, I'll show you compared to the same size, same exact size in silver. Now look at this. When I try to bend it, it's very, very springy. Silver could just bend like that. So there is quite a bit of a difference when you're using gold to silver. I actually decided that I'm going to make the bezel wire instead of using bezel wire. I'm going to use bezel sheet. This is just fine silver, and this is in 24 gauge, so it's a bit thicker than the 26. And I find with the bigger stones, it's just a little bit easier to keep their shape. So the way we're going to go about doing this, I'm not really too precise when it comes to like shapes and stuff, and I don't know, I'm just not really worried about wasting because I can just recycle it or use it for another project. So I'm just going to cut the end off, but I'm going to measure the stone. Just gotta find my calipers. Okay, so this is, the height is about 5.29, so I'm gonna just cut like
a little over 8. I always cut more than I should. I don't need it that high. I could bring it down to like there. Because I can always just trim it. So I'm going to take that. It's really handy to have different types of bezels. So this way you can use them for assorted projects such as this. So I'm just going to cut this. I really need better snips for this because this kind of deforms it a bit, but I'm not really worried too much because I can reshape everything when I'm done. So, all right. So this is definitely way more than enough, and it's a lot higher than I need it to be, but I like being a bit ridiculous. I don't know why I made it that high. All right, I'm gonna cut this down a bit. All right, so let's just get to wrapping this. You know what? This is actually a pretty good length for this. Okay. So I'm gonna get to cutting this now. You'll notice a big difference as far as the way 24 gauges to 26. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna see how much room I have. All right, I'm just gonna cut just a tiny bit off of this side, and I'm just gonna file. Okay, that should be good. Yep. Okay, so I just treat this like any other bezel. Pretty straightforward. Side note, I love these bars because they don't have like any energy in them. I don't like energy bars. I don't like caffeine. I don't like any of that crap. I just try to stick to like natural energy. So I just really like these. I'm sure most of you have probably tried these or seen these at one point. They're pretty popular now. They're in like every health food store, any grocery store. But I really like this blueberry pecan and fiber one. So I have all of my back plates cut out and my bezels done. Oh, now I'm just messing everything up because I'm getting excited. So I got the 2 Man in the Moonstones going on, Tiger's Eye for a giveaway that I did, Turquoise, and this Chrysocolla. Now what I'm going to be doing is she wants an ohm detail on the back, and I'm not stamping it in, I'm actually stamping it on top. I did this with the ring that she originally liked, and so I'm going to add the same detail to this one. So I just trace over the bezel so I can kind of find where I want to put this on the back plate, and then this will be the back, and then the bezel will go on the other side. And I also have 2 gold bezels in amethyst and the tourmaline. And that's going to the same customer, so it'll look nice because you can stack these. They look really, really pretty together. So I've definitely mentioned this before. I keep a running list of things that I need to buy as I notice that I'm running out of them, because I try to keep it in my head and I'm like, it's just too much stuff. So this way when I go to order, I can get everything I need. And right now I'm running out of flux. I have my tea flux, but I'm not really a big fan of it. I like paste flux, so I'm not going to change. What isn't broke, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm going to order some of that. What else? I have some really awesome subscribers. I have to say, a lot of you guys reach out to me on Instagram, which is totally cool. I really like hearing from you guys. Instagram's a little bit easier for me to like just say hey, you know, in a comment than YouTube, because I don't know, I'm just not on my computer a lot, and it's easier for me to comment through Instagram than it is YouTube. But sometimes I miss the comments because I get sometimes a lot of comments on a picture, so I'm not ignoring anybody if I don't respond to you. I try my best to get back to everybody. I'm going to jump in and just start finishing this up. This should all be done tonight. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go clean the bezels, and I think I'm missing a ring shank. Or I made this one and it was too big. I don't remember what I did, but I have, oh, this one. I made this and it's too big because I made it to the size of what the actual size is, but it needs to be hammered. So I usually make it about a size and a half smaller so I can hammer it out and be the correct size. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm probably pretty low on that wire as well. I have about this much left of my, what is this? This is 4 millimeters by 1.25. I used to order this wire, which is a 4x1 millimeter, but I don't like how thin it is. It's not that thin. I can use it for other stuff, but I don't prefer it for the ring that I'm working on. So I'm gonna just size this down a bit and then continue doing my thing. So I'm working on this really big labradorite bezel that I'm going to be setting, and what I'm going to do is this is going to be the bail. So what this is just a 8-gauge half round wire. I just curled up the end. I might solder it, I might not. This won't come undone because it's quite thick. And then I just, oops, and I dropped that. Then I just planished the end with a hammer, and I added a little star detail. So what's going to happen is this will be soldered on the back like so once I, shape this up. So hold on, let's see if I could do this. So it'll look like this, obviously straightened. And I might add a bezel to the top portion of this. It's probably hard. I can't really show you, you know what, maybe I could put it down. No, it's not gonna work, but I might add a bezel right here. I'm not sure yet, so we'll see how that goes. So that's kind of just a project that I'm working on as I go. It's for somebody. And then I'm just doing all these small little bezels, so nothing too exciting there. But when I have a little bit more going on, I will definitely show you guys. I was also thinking maybe I could do like a project from the Creative Stone Setting book, like making a pearl cup, just because I've wanted to do that anyways. And I figured it's something I could maybe make a separate video on and like a little tutorial. I don't really want to make my channel all tutorials. There's so many other people that do better ones than I would. So it's just a thought. Let me know what you guys think about that. I just roasted some beets. Oh my God, a little salt and pepper, so good. Hey guys, so I got a package in from my casting company. I sent it out, I might have put it in my, one of my vlogs that I sent out. This is interesting. My molds to be casted, and I got a wax back too. So I figured I'd show you guys. So I got my 6mm, my 8mm, my 8mm, and my ring casted. And it's all in sterling, but I also got some wax back. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's raw. These aren't cleaned yet or sized or anything like that. So these are the rings that I offer. This is what they typically look like when they are done being casted. So I really, really love these rings. They're absolutely beautiful. So that's that. I got 2 of these. Then I got, yay, 8mm bezel cups. These look a little wonky. Oh no, they just need to be shaped. These are the 8mm bezel cups. And there's a little sprue if you can see it. And then the last thing I got casted in silver were my 6mm cups. So that's that. And then I also had to get, with the ring, I got 2 wax, I think. Yeah, oh, I got more than 2. I didn't realize how many I got. Huh, I guess they just sent me a bunch. Whatever. I got some wax injectables back, and this is what they look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start changing up the sizes so I can have a couple of sizes, and I can fix these waxes and make them a little bit different so I can recast them into a new mold and have a couple of sizes ready to ship. So that's what I got from my caster. And then yeah, so that was pretty much it for right now, and I'll be back in a little bit. So I was thinking about, as I'm sitting here making some earring posts, I was thinking, I work with this local shop, and it's a vintage store, and I've sold some of my vintage jewelry to them, but I'm thinking that I might make them a bunch of, because they don't just sell vintage jewelry. She sells a lot of like really nice, like plain, easy, like cheap selling like earrings. So I'm thinking about doing maybe some like heart post earrings and maybe some like exo earrings. And I think I'm going to show it on camera what I'm going to make for her. Now, I do consign with her. I don't consign often, but certain stores I'm willing to do it when I'm just trying to see what sells best. She sold a couple of my pieces, but it's not really a place for like high-end artwork, so that's why I kind of have to like pick and choose what I'm gonna bring there. So I want to try out something different, such as maybe some like inexpensive earrings, because if she sells them well, I could make them quickly. So those are kind of my thoughts. Right now I'm just drilling little round holes. Not holes, but just a little dip with the burr so the post will sit in and be soldered nicely. So I just finished these aquamarine and moonstone posts. I'm just going to drop these in the mail today. I don't know if the light is washing them out, but very, very pretty. So I'm going to just package these, and I'll show you the way that I package my post earrings. So as you know, my business cards, or if you don't know, my business cards are round. That's my logo. And on the back of the card, it has my information. And what I like to do, instead of buying earring cards, because it's extra money I don't really want to spend. Most of you know that running a business, you know, it's expensive. You have to constantly, you have a lot of expenses, and you have a lot of things that you have to keep reordering as far as supplies and materials. So this is just one less thing I have to buy. Now I just take any drill bit and I just kind of match it up. I don't go crazy, you know, with how accurate it needs to be. And this is 2 pairs for one person, so I'm gonna just make 2 different holes, and that's it. So now I can attach the posts into here with some ear nuts. I just gotta grab 4 ear nuts for these. I always love, whenever, you know, sometimes I guess when I'm making the jewelry, you know, you're kind of like in production mode, and no matter what, it's always fun, no matter how many times I've made something, when it's done and ready to be, you know, shipped out and it's all polished. I don't know. I really love high shine jewelry, as you guys know. So I'm just going to attach the post and grab an ear nut and just fire away. And it's a really nice way to present the earrings. I also wrap them in a little tissue paper just so that they're protected in the box. So there you go. You got the moons. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys saw that, but this is the moonstone, and here are the aquamarines. So pretty. I love these. I'm just popping these in there, and we're all done. So now I can package these up, and it looks so pretty. I think the presentation is really, really nice. So as I was looking through my little box over here that I'm cleaning out, I found all of these old pictures that I had taken with my old camera of different jewelry. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was making like a little like portfolio thing. I have no idea. I don't know if I was trying to like wholesale stuff, but I mean, this is like my early work, just simple stuff. Some of the stuff I still actually have or carry in my line, like this bird's nest necklace I still make. But, you know, you could kind of see where I've come from and where I am as far as photography style goes. You know, just stuff that I used to make when I was learning. So, you know, everybody grows, and kind of is interesting just to see where you kind of start from and where you end up. But these ones are really, I love this necklace. It's a bow that I made out of Swarovski pearls. And I think I ended up adding something on the bottom. Little umbrella earrings. Look at all that green amethyst. So pretty. I'm going like this as if it's like not a picture and it's going to sparkle. So right now I am in the middle of cleaning out this closet. I did pretty good down here. This was like filled with little ribbons and like tissue paper, like extras and stuff like that. So I cleaned out everything, and I'm just kind of organizing right there. That's not going to be there, but I'm just trying to organize everything. And I know a few of you asked me to buy some stones, so I don't have as many as I thought, just because a lot of them are used for my made to order stuff, but I do still have a decent amount. So I will email the person that had requested me. But anywho, I will be getting rid of some vintage. That's a fact. And I have a lot more vintage to get rid of than gems. So I will do a studio tour once this is all clean. I did a phenomenal job today, which I never do this deep of a clean. So I truly did like a spring cleaning, but all of this stuff is going to be cleaned up too today. Because I'm just wasting a lot of space having things in bags like this that are just in like, you know, it's all vintage stuff. So I'm going to clean this out and hopefully get some organizers this weekend. I'm not really in a huge rush to do that, but I'm just going to kind of clean it up right now and then I'll organize later. So I don't know if you can see, but my jewelry room is pretty much clean. I really organized everything, even down here, my papers, my closet. I'm going to do a full studio tour. I mean, this is pretty much my studio, but I'm going to kind of go in depth with what I carry where, I mean, what I store where and things like that. And right now it's just really nice to work in this environment. I haven't had this organized and I can't tell you how long. So I will be doing that soon. It's a bit dark right now. I got to get some lights if I'm going to probably do it. So yeah, that's what's going on, and I'll show you kind of some of the things I'm doing right now. Okay, so it's a bit dark today, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to see everything, but I'm just going to be setting this opal ring, size 10, and then I'm going to be setting this pendant, this garnet pendant, and then I'm going to be setting this garnet ring as well. So I have everything pretty much laid out. As you can see, everything is really clean. I did also some vintage yesterday, which I will show you guys in a little bit. If you're more interested in seeing some of the vintage stuff when I'm making it, I can definitely film some of that as well. So I'm going to be setting this opal right here. This is a Japanese glass opal. It's not a real opal, it's glass. But these are really, really pretty, and they're old, and I got them from the Vintage Warehouse. And these are very easy to set. You just literally pop it in there, and I just have to push it down and polish it. So I'm going to set this, and I'm going to set the rest, and I will be back in a little bit.
Hey guys, so you know, I was having this thought when I was going food shopping. I just got back, and I had gone to a house party recently for a good friend, and when I was there, I had met, you know, another artist, and you know, she was nice, but I had this kind of thought, and I've had this thought for a while, and this doesn't pertain to all artists. I consider myself an artist. I know there's a lot of awesome people that I interact with, that I know personally, that I kind of just know through social media and also through YouTube. But I find that within this community, there's a lot of pretentious attitudes, and I really don't like it. I guess my whole thing is that from a young age, I was not an artist growing up, meaning I wasn't painting and drawing and identifying within, you know, with art from a young age. And I have a lot of respect for people who do. That's not really the point I'm trying to make. Art does not define me as a person, I guess, more or less. I happen to stumble upon art in a jewelry form. I love what I do. I love being a working artist, and I love that there's others out there that share that same passion with me. But I really don't like pretentious attitudes that can go along with it. I mean, you can get this in like any field of work. You know, I'm just particularly talking about my field of work because this is what I do. And you know, for me, I don't like that better than attitude, or you're like, I'm not too cool to like Taylor Swift or One Direction or be typical. That's the thing. I don't care if I'm typical sometimes, and I don't care if I'm different sometimes. You know, I just want to be myself. And I don't need to keep up with the Joneses in the art community either. And I think, like, you know, my point, I guess, to this little rant that I'm having is not that, I mean, you know, it exists and I appreciate it in a certain aspect, but don't ever be afraid to be who you are, because that's what's going to keep you real, and that's what's going to keep you going. You don't need to put up any kind of you don't need to live up to anybody's expectations or a front to feel like you fit in within a community. I mean, being an artist, you can be whoever the hell you want to be. And that's what I love about it, is that I don't have to like put myself into a box and put on my work face. I'm lucky in that sense. I've been lucky though that no matter what job I had, I wasn't gonna put on a front as to who I actually am. And I guess, you know, I don't know. I'm not trying to say that, you know, I'm perfect and I'm not I don't think I'm pretentious. Maybe I am. I don't think I am, but I don't know I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but I guess it's more or less, I like kindness in people, and sometimes pretentious attitude does not come off. It rubs me the wrong way, and it makes me kind of bitchy, because I'm like, man, I don't like that. Like, I just don't like it. So, I don't know. Just be you, do you, and be kind, and that's all I have to really suggest. It's a very chatty vlog today.
Hey guys, so I just got back from the store, and I know that this has been a very chatty vlog, I said that before, but sometimes it's just fun to kind of incorporate different things. It is a vlog, so it's kind of just what I'm doing, things I want to share, and, you know, along with that will be more metalsmithing and different technique tips. But I wanted to share with you guys, now I mentioned this before my channel, I had purchased this Pai. These are empty bottles, so they look kind of gross right now. I tried to wash them, just the outside, so that they didn't look so bad. But I have gone through 2 of these bad boys, and this is the Rosehip Bio Regenerate Oil. This stuff I really, really liked. So I did mention this once before on my channel when I had got the second bottle in. I really, really enjoyed this. I had heard rosehip oil was great for like lightening dark spots, or good for if you've been in the sun a lot, and I'm a sun baby in the summertime quite a bit. And I am fair, but I can get dark. So I tried this oil out because I have done Hoba Hoba, and I find that Hoba Hoba oil, although it's good, it doesn't quite sink in and moisturize me. I feel like it kind of just sits on top of my skin. I just didn't really care for it after a while, and I used that for years. I've tried argan oil, but I only tried it for like a very brief period of time, and I didn't let my skin adjust, and it broke out bad. So it might have just been the argan oil that I was using. I'm not really too sure, but this stuff is great. But it's like $30 to $40, and I go through it pretty quickly because I wash my face, especially with working, sometimes twice a day, sometimes 3. Really depends on the day. And I go through it really quick, and I don't want to spend that, and I can't get it anywhere local. I have to order it online, and I'm terrible with ordering things online. So what I did today was I went to Whole Foods because I figured they'll probably have some type of rosehip oil, and rosehip oil is rosehip oil is rosehip oil. You can get it anywhere. It doesn't matter what brand. If it's 100% and it's organic, then it usually is the same exact thing. This seems to be, 100% natural rosehip oil extracted from the seeds of rose fruits known as hips. And this is the Aura Cacia, I don't know how to say it, restoring rosehip oil with vitamin E. And this stuff comes with a little lid and a little, pump, which I like a lot better. I tend to leave this open. I don't know why. I can never close it all the way. I just end up not doing it because I'm lazy, and I spill it all the time. So this stuff, I figured it was better, and this was $10. So if it performs the same, I don't care to buy the other one again. But if it doesn't for whatever reason, I will go back to using the other one or find an alternative. They had a few different rosehip oils at Whole Foods, but this one I liked the best consistency-wise. And as you can see, it's kind of like an orange color. This is more of a drier oil, so if you're somebody that's nervous about using an oil, this is a really good one to get into because it might feel greasy because it's an oil at first, but it really dries down into almost nothing. And it's a very strong smell, so if you don't like that very earthy essential oil smell, you're not going to like this. It does dissipate quite quickly though. And it should be an orangey kind of color, the oil. So with that being said, I'll try that out and let you guys know how I like it. I also bought this Sanre Rosy Fresh Rose and Green Tea Revitalizing Facial Toner for all skin types. And this stuff looked really cool. I sprayed it on my face while I was at the store. And it also, let's see if we could do, it has a nice fine mist, and smells like rose water. Now you can use rose water, and that's really cheap, but I liked how it had different, it has rose
hydrosol, witch hazel, aloe vera, rose absolute, rose essential oil, green tea extract, chamomile, calendula, arnica, and tea tree. So it has a bunch of different really great essential oils, and this is a toner, and I don't really use a toner, but I do like facial mists. So you could do this after makeup, you could do it before makeup, you could do it if you don't wear any makeup. Really, really awesome to have a spray like this, and it kind of balances your pH after you cleanse. So I got that, and enough about, oh, just kidding. Last thing about beauty, I went to Ulta because this is my favorite scrub. If I don't make my own scrub, which I have shown on my channel, and I've used that lemon do-it-yourself scrub quite a bit. I'll link it below if you're interested. I love this Tree Hut sugar, shea sugar scrub. And this one is in Tropical Mango. Yeah, Tropical Mango. And the other one is Passion Fruit and Guava. I either like really fruity scents, or I like something that's like a coconut, or you know, something of that sort. But they're like coconut, and they're like Brazilian nut. I don't know, just smell too sweet and too artificial for me. These ones are a bit more fresh. Ooh. So I don't know if you could see that, but it's really nice. And if you're somebody who doesn't like an oil, an oil scrub that leaves your skin oily, and I particularly do not like that. I have dry skin, but I still don't like the feel of oil. I'd rather put an oil on it. That's the kind of feel or what I'm looking, you know, what I'm going for. These are really, really, really good, and they're very cheap. I got these two for $8 because they were on sale. The next thing that I got was this cute little bee mug. I got this from Pier 1 Imports, and if you followed my vlogs, you know that I really like cute mugs. So this is, and I always get them from there because they always have cute stuff, and I have a Pier 1 card, so you get points and things like that. But it has like a little baby bee on the handle, and I just really, really, really like this. So that's my newest mug, and then I actually picked up my mama mug. So when I see her next, I'm going to give this to her, and it says, "Shut the front door." Because they don't like to shut their front door. I don't know what it is, but every time she's always, "Shut the front door." And it's kind of funny because it's like, shut the fuck up, but shut the front door. I don't know. Just, I thought it was cute. So I bought her this. I'm probably going to give it to her for Mother's Day. If not, I'll just give it to her. I don't know, just because I love her. So yeah, that's what I got today. Just figured I'd share those kind of quick little things, and we'll get back into jewelry making. So I don't remember who, but somebody had asked how you get like really deep scratches out of a ring, and that's something that I'm doing right now. So what I use is whenever I am done, I usually like to do this before I set the ring, but I just forgot to. So I use this little sandpaper wheel. Now this is something that I made myself. I'm sure you can buy them, but I don't know, I just make them. They're not that hard to do, so I'm going to show you how to make it. And I usually use 240 grit. It's the perfect abrasive to get rid of like deep scratches. And then I go in and smooth it out with, you can either smooth it out with finer sandpaper, or you can use a rubber wheel. So basically all I do is just go around and around until it's smooth. And I've showed this in other videos, but I'm going to show you how to make it. So what I like to do is I like to take an old burr that I'm not going to be, I'm sorry, an old, like any type of flex shaft, pin that you're not going to be using anymore. I'm just trying to see if I have one that's dull and I'm not going to really use. We'll try this one first because this is fine. If this is hollow, it's not going to work, but we'll see. Okay, so you're going to take your saw, and you got to be very careful. I'm going to recommend just being extremely careful because you can cut your finger very easily. So I will warn you, just be, you know, safe with your hands. I always try to keep it out of the way of the blade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the top part. I feel like these are going to be hollow. Yep. Yes, it is. This might work. So now you have left with this, just this pin. Now, the problem I might encounter with this is because it's hollow, it might not work as well, but it's the same exact thing. Usually like a burr like this won't have a hollow inside. It'll just be metal all throughout. And that's ideally what you would want for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a line down the middle of this. so I can insert the sandpaper. And these are a really great way to just do it yourself. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the line. It can be a bit tough getting it started. I'm going to do it like this. Here we go. Okay, so now I have the line started. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. It's very hard to see. But there's a line started, so if you want to hold it against your bench and start filing, you can do that. Also, another tip that I can share with you is when you have like these rubber wheels and you need a knife's edge, I don't buy them, I just do it myself. So I take like an old file or a crappy file and I just hit the edge right here on the file. And then I go on the other edge. And now you have the perfect knife edge, so you can go ahead and clean up if you need this shape, and it's super easy to do. And you don't have to buy separate rubber wheels for it. So a lot of the times when I go to use this wax casting that I had carved, the setting is a little bit off, and certain stones also are a little bit bigger or smaller or what have you. So I'm going to adjust this seat a bit so this way the stone that I want to use will fit nicely in here. So I usually take like a cylinder burr and I just lube it up a bit, and then I kind of just go around. The seat and clean it up until I kind of get what I'm looking for as far as the fit goes and where the stone is sitting. So I'm gonna go around the walls a bit to open it up because it's a little bit tight. What's good about making the wall thick is that you can really adjust it accordingly as you go. So I'm going to try to zoom in a bit. If you can see, the stone is dipping on the right hand side quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really concentrate just on the left hand side to kind of get it evenly. And I like to leave the sprue there so this way I can remember what side is dipping. And then I just kind of go all the way around. And I keep doing this until I really get the fit that I'm after. Again, it's still dipping a bit more on the other side, so I'll just keep going. Okay, that looks pretty even, so let me just, yep, that's setting nice and even now, so I can continue on to the next step, which would be cutting this sprue off. Now, when you make things like this, just like kind of your own wax castings, it's a much easier production-wise to just kind of like hustle and flow, because you don't have to create each setting by hand, but essentially this is your own setting. It's not something somebody can go out and buy, and it's truly and uniquely yours. So there's definitely benefits to learning how to wax carve. Something like this is relatively easy because all you really need to do, and I'll show you, is you would take a piece of wax like this, and you can get this at Rio Grande, and I like to use a larger like coping saw that you can get from Home Depot. You can also use your regular saw, it doesn't really make a difference. But this just cuts like big chunks really quickly, this kind of a saw. You can take a divider, and let's say you're doing a 6mm stone. You can measure this out. Let's just pretend this was 6 millimeters. And then you can just simply go around. We'll have to do 6 mil. Okay, that's good. I'll do it like this. You would just go around like so. And at this point, you can literally just cut in a square. And this would be more like an 8mm stone, but you could cut in a square. And then from there, it's just like making it in metal in the sense where you're going to cut out a seat. So you can use, you know, round burrs to get the initial wax chunks out. And then you can go back in with like a cylinder burr, and you could create the seat with this. And everything is really just a matter of shaping and filing with like wax files. From there, it's not too hard to do. So I figured I would film this before I finish the final polish on each of these. These are all going to ship today. So I sold this really nice big jasper ring with the aquamarine right on the back. I just am about to polish all of these. And then I have the London Blue Topaz Trillion Cut. Oh, is that not stunning? Oh, this stone is so pretty. So that's going to go out today. And then my customer Gail bought one of my own pieces. And then I have the giveaway winner on my Instagram who's going to get the starfish piece. And then also I have these faceted moonstone stacking rings. Now this is going to be oxidized to black, so it'll look a little bit different when it's done, but I don't want to touch the jewelry so much, as well, the least I can when I actually polish it. Oh, and this is one of my stone on stone rings that I've been working on. I'm going to be doing some consignment work for Lotus Vintage. It's somebody that's actually pretty local to me. They're down in Huntington, here in New York on Long Island, and she has a beautiful shop and she has a great online store. So I had just like strolled into her shop one day. We just started talking. I told her I made jewelry. She's like, oh, would you ever be interested in consignment? I said, I don't generally do it, but I really like her and I love her shop, and she's very easy to work with. So I have dropped her off jewelry, and I'm ready to swap out some pieces, and also I'm going to be collecting a check from her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her some metal smithing stuff, but like just some really simple stacking rings and post earrings, which I'll show you, just to get her started, because she doesn't really sell too much of the higher price point artsy work. She does better with like kind of quick, like cute jewelry. So I'm going to give her that, see how it does. Give her some maybe vintage. I'll show you guys what I give her before I, go down there. I'm meeting with her on Thursday as of now, maybe Friday, but pretty much I think we're going to meet Thursday. And a lot of the times when I do like a consignment, or if I try to work with a shop, I just kind of walk in and I just browse around, and I see what sparks my interest, and then I usually end up talking to somebody. I'm very talkative, as you know, and it usually lands me an opportunity to show them my jewelry. So I don't always go in with the intentions of that happening. A lot of the times it just kind of happens, but certainly sometimes it's intentional. So I'll link her shop below. She has a beautiful Etsy store. I'm thinking about showing you guys a few pieces I own from her. She has really gorgeous vintage dresses. I'm not kidding you. They're in great condition. She knows what she's talking about, and she's a fantastic seller. She ships quick. Just really, really good. And she does a lot of shoots in like Brooklyn and stuff. So she's very actively involved in the vintage community. Other than that, yeah, so let's just get started, and I hope you guys are well, and I will see you guys soon. So let's say that you want to start working with brass. Now this looks like it's copper because I have fired it, and it brings up the pink tones in the brass, so it has to be buffed out. But let's say you want to solder brass to silver. Soldering brass or copper requires a lot more heat than soldering silver to silver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to apply the heat mainly to the little brass piece first. So as usual, I'm going to take my silver ring, and I've shown this a million times. Just mark where that solder is. So I just marked where the solder is. Then I'm going to take a little flux, and I'm going to apply it. Let me zoom out a little bit. Then I'm going to take a little flux. I'm going to apply it to the area where I want to be soldered, and this little brass nubbit. Oops, I hate when I do that. Okay. And then I'm going to, I don't set small stacking rings up in my third hand. I just do this freehand. So then I'm going to take a tip 0 flame, and I'm going to apply most of the heat to this brass piece first. I hope you can see this. Oh, you can't see it. All right, I had to move the camera so it's a bit farther out. So I'm going to apply most of the heat to the brass first before I even place this down. Now, if you have to use a third hand, then just try to focus it mainly on that little nubbit first, and then I'm going to place where I want the ring. Oops, sliding around. I'm going to go around because you got to get the silver hot. I'm going to still try to apply a lot of that heat right there. But you want to be careful, and you want to keep moving, otherwise you're going to undo your solder seam. Okay, good. And that's done. Now these always tend to be a bit crooked when I do them freehand, so what I do is I go back, and because it's flat, I reheat, and I just apply a little pressure so when it's ready to flow, I can get it to be straight. See? Just like that. And now it's perfect. So I'm going to be doing some stacking rings with these little brass dots. I just pretty much recycled some brass that I had laying around and melted it into balls, because this is what they look like when they first come out of the pickle. They almost look copper because brass in particular, when you heat it, turns like that kind of pinky color, coppery color, and you can buff it out pretty easily. So I just made an example of what one looks like when it's buffed out, and it has that nice gold tone. So I'm going to do sizes 6, 7, and 8. I'm just going to give her a couple. And then I'm going to also do some ohm earrings, post earrings, and some heart post earrings. These are from recycled silver. And I'm also going to be doing some XO earrings, if you could see that. So I'm going to be doing those right now. I have a couple of orders, but I'm not going to start them just yet. So for Mother's Day, I was thinking I could do some ready-to-ship vintage opals. And then I was thinking maybe doing like 2 mother-of-pearl necklaces. I don't want to go too crazy because I do mostly made to order, but I'm going to probably do those. That's a maybe. And then I have this stone on stone design that somebody has actually claimed, one of my good customers, Marissa. So I'm going to be making her this pendant once she kind of just finalizes some details. And I'm sorry, not a pendant, it's going to be a ring. And that's pretty much going on my bench right now. Okay, so I just got finished tumbling all of this stuff and I set these rings. Now this is, I have 2 Norwegian moonstones. They're not polished yet. Just, you know, did the preliminary setting. And then I have a Man in the Moonstone. Love this guy. I'm trying to pick up the flash. Not gonna be able to see it. And then I have a ready to ship turquoise, one of my turquoise that's sold. And then I have a set of 3 stacking rings that is going with this order. And then all of these are the post earrings. Now, I'm going to keep them shiny, I think. I normally offer them in oxidized finishes. I might oxidize them. You know me, I'm always debating whether to do that or not. And then these are all of the brass and sterling little bubble rings. I have to still polish all of this stuff. And then these are some vintage rings that I offer. I'm going to be giving to that vintage store. I also decided to make a couple vintage necklaces. These are just little raw tiger's eye on a chain. They look really nice. They're 16 inches and they just kind of sit right on your neck. In the ends, I put a little garnet on the clasp. So I thought that was a nice little touch. So I'm going to bring all of this stuff to her, and I might even do 2 more raw garnets and make the same style as that necklace. So sorry if I sound tired today, because I am. But that'll all be for that shop. I'm actually going to take 2 of these EXO earrings, 2 pairs of them, and put them on my website. So I made 2 additional ones since I started making the little order. So that's what's going on now, and I will touch base in a little bit. I'm going to start a different project. I might start this cuff today. This labradorite isn't terribly big, and it's not super flashy. Let me see if I can get the flash. It has a nicer flash than it's showing, but it's not super, super flashy, and it's not very, very big, but I think I'm going to still do something kind of funky on this cuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this, but I think I am. I don't know. I'm going to start some fun project today because I'm pretty up to speed with what I have to do. And then I have a couple more orders I'll probably either start tonight or tomorrow. So that's what is going down right now. All of my brass and sterling stacking rings, and I just have them separated by size 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to put them all in one bag and just label the item number. So let's say it's Mishi Designs ring 01. That will go on here. All the rings will go in there. And then I have all of the bags separated for the post earrings that I made her. And then I think, yeah, that's it. And then I also have a few vintage pieces I'm giving her and some vintage rings. So that's pretty much how I do it. And then I just kind of make an invoice, something similar to this. This is one of my old invoices with her. And I just put item numbers and the retail price and what she gets and what I get for consignment. I do a 40/60 with her. And this is for the vintage stuff that she already has. So she'll be paying me out for whatever is sold. And then I'm going to be giving her some new material this time. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on.